Good afternoon, party people. This is Diva Gordon from DEU coming to you with the Deeva Show. You know how I do every second and fourth Thursday from 12 noon until 2 p.m. Get to talk with me. I'm going to talk about everything that's going on out here. Philly is just full of so many talented people. Don't just watch the news and believe the news that is full of a bunch of craziness. There's a bunch of people out here doing some great positive things, have some positive energy. And I have two special guests with me today that are part of that positive energy. And we're going to be talking about the industry. We're going to talk about where they lie within the industry and what they're doing within the industry and what you need to pay attention to and focus on. You might want to check out these guys and see what's going on and what they got going on and be a part of it. It's about all networking, right?
Absolutely.
So first I'm going to introduce to you all Victor. It's not. Victor Jones. He is, oh my gosh. Let's see. Let me begin. Songwriter, vocalist, musician, right?
That's correct.
You do so many things and you're very talented. So let me ask you a question. I saw in your bio where you started at the age of 8 in the music industry. I too started very young, but I branched into other things. What kept you so focused? Because you said you started at 8, and then you moved on to piano. I'm going to tell you, I developed an intimidation and frustration for the piano. We don't have a good relationship, but I really struggle with that. But what kept you focused? Because I see that you've done that. You went into, of course, as African Americans, a lot of us have the background of growing up in the church, and you get
Certainly.
that music,
Certainly.
What kept you going and staying within the music industry the way that you have and growing into even doing your own first album with doing all of the vocals yourself and the instruments by yourself? What kept you driven to do all of that?
Well, the first thing I'd like to say is it's very simple, and then I'll kind of come with some complications. The first thing I'd like to say is that the love for it. When I was younger, my father brought me a guitar, and I always wanted a guitar, so he brought me an electric guitar. And so when I got that guitar, I loved the music, and I would practice and practice and practice and practice and practice and practice, and wasn't seeing results, but I wouldn't stop. And so I think the thing for me to never stop, and even today, I'm in a band called the IAU band. We're actually playing out and about now. Just a love for music. I think that's the core of my longevity and my endurance in the industry of music. It's my love for it, my appreciation for it.
Okay. And Jay Hughes, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what's the fuse behind it, Jay. Tell me, what is it?
Oh man, shoot! I started doing music, just kind of like picking it up from my uncles and cousins, probably around about the age of 11, 12. And once I got into high school, I started to take it a little more serious. And after high school, and then life happened, family, kids, and I'm back at it, full blown, the proper support with individuals like Victor and IAU. And it's been a wonderful journey thus far, and I'm excited for what's to come. I got a lot in store, a lot.
Okay, so what is your line? What is your focus point in the industry? Is it vocals? What exactly is your gift?
Oh, what's not my gift?
Okay, I know that's
I write. Yeah, I write. I'm a hip hop artist at heart, but I write. I do vocals a little bit, singing a little bit of R&B. I'm a creative director. I shoot music videos as well as photography. I do photography as well. I'm also a spoken word artist. I've actually had the opportunity to open up for Sonny Patterson, which that was really, really cool when I did that. And I'm just moving forward. I'm moving forward. Everything that I want to do, I'm doing it. I'm not letting anything or anyone stop me or get in the way. I don't believe in things like can't. I just do it.
And I totally get that. And sometimes it's hard to get that focus and that consistent drive. You know,
Absolutely.
it's just like you say, you know, life happens. You know, you start having a family, and you know, of course, you have to focus on, you know, family. But once it gets to, you know, your family gets to a certain point, you're able to actually start to tap in to different things because your time is a little freer and you're a little more available to actually dig back into what your passion is. So
Absolutely.
I totally get that. So I want to ask you, Victor. So
Yes.
IAU, what what came across to you that you wanted to develop IAU? And IAU is Indie Artists United. So
Correct.
what made you think of this? What made you think that this is something that you wanted to do?
So, if I was to start with the creation of it, I'd have to actually back up to my experience as a music artist. Um, I became a music artist, actually an official music artist, about 5 or 6 years ago. And in my experiences as an indie artist, I've experienced, a lot of support. Um, After I made like my song "I Just Bow," I had like a lot of support for that song and a lot of attention on that song. But as my music career began to unfold into future events, I started to realize that indie artists don't get the spotlight or the attention or the support that other artists do. And for me, experiencing that did not make me stop, but experiencing that does put like I don't know, it's like a discouragement inside of the artist. And even though you still do it, it's like I was just not getting the support I deserve from family, from the churches I was playing for. It was just I was trying to do so much. I was on TV. I mean, I was doing so much and still, and yet I can't say all the churches didn't support me because there was one church that did support me. But like I said, it was still like not the support that one should get when they're actually endeavoring to do something, especially for the body of Christ or especially for your family or whatever. So I didn't get the support that I felt I should have gotten, and because the logic was um, I have a large family, and if every one of my family members shared my music, where would I be?
Right.
That's the logic. If every church member would have shared my music, then where would I be? How many platforms could I have been on if everyone said, okay, this young man's trying to do something. Let us make this a reality. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing that Indie Artists United, that slogan is making your dreams a reality. And so the backdrop of the creation of Indie Artists United is the very essence of my experience in the music industry with a lack of support. And so Indie Artists United, the creation of Indie Artists United then is the actual results or the result of my lack of support. And so Indie Artists United then in reverse is my support to others
Mm-hmm.
outside of what I gotten in return. So I want to be what I didn't get. And so I want to be the embodiment for artists. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
That I didn't get. And so my response is not a negative response, but my response is a positive response, to the lack of support for independent artists. So that's how IAU was created. That was the premise for how I wanted to approach my experience in the music industry.
I will say that's awesome. And I'll be honest with you, DEU, Diva Entertainment Unlimited Productions LLC. That's one of the reasons why I started mine, because as an actress, uh, I lived in Philadelphia, but I also did a lot of acting in New York
Mm-hmm.
primarily. And when I came back to Philadelphia, raised my children, And just as you were talking about, Jay, I raised my children. I decided to get back in the industry, and I decided to get back on stage. When I decided to get back on stage, um, because I wasn't within, as they say, the clique in
Yep.
Philadelphia, they weren't familiar with me, they weren't used to seeing me. It was just a certain temperature that I received. So I said, you know what? I'm going to use my experience. And if I'm getting the nose the way that I'm getting the nose, then I know somebody else is, and it can be discouraging. So just as you said, I developed DEU to give seasoned and unseasoned actors an opportunity to act and to do their thing. And I encouraged them and pushed them to go out and, and do even more. So I really do understand and identify with, the reasoning in beginning your own, because you do see a lot of people that get discouraged when they get into the industry and they see actually what, the hard part of it,
Hmm.
and some people have thick skin, some people don't. You do have to develop certain amount of thick skin, but sometimes it's very discouraging, and people will suppress their talent.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that we've probably had some Whitney Houstons that should have been a Whitney Houston. I think we've had some Michael Jacksons that should have been a Michael Jackson, but they just didn't have that person to stand behind them. I know that we are strong, but even though we're strong, we're still weak. We still need encouragement. And so I think that that's the most important part of anyone's life, especially as an artist. I always say this, whether you're a music artist or whether you're an entertainment artist or whatever you do, I think that when we form or formulate something or come up with some type of creation, just like an artist that paints a picture, you know what I'm saying? When I paint a picture, I'm painting the picture for me, but in reality, I'm painting the picture for a response. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so, as a hip hop artist, or as an R&B artist, or as a heavy metal artist, or as a rock artist, or no matter how many curse words are in a song, the reality is that this creation came from my I like to call it the core beliefs. I'm a behavior specialist. So when I say core beliefs, I have experienced life. And based upon my experiences in life, here's my interpretation. And
Right.
here's my art. I'm taking what I have experienced in life, and here is me taking what I've experienced and putting into a architectural setting or an architectural piece or track or a piece of paper or whatever you're doing. And here it is. I'm handing it to you. What do you think about it? And so, regardless of whatever the music is saying, regardless of whatever it's giving to us, we in turn have the responsibility to respond. And so, people make art for response. And so, I think that once we start to look at that as a reality, then we'll actually start to see that the artist needs the feedback.
Yes.
The artist, I don't care what anyone say. You can do all you want to and not get feedback. It's just not it's not logical to not get feedback on a piece of art or something you do, because that's what you're doing it for. That's why you
And that's
present it.
and not only that, that's also how you grow as an artist.
Exactly.
It's how you grow as an artist. So for you, Jay, how long have you been a part of IAU? And
I've been a part of.
what connected you with
Oh
IAU?
man, I've been a part of IU pretty much kind of like since it started.
Hmm.
A mutual friend of ours introduced us, and it just happened from there. Like
Okay.
literally, it just went from there. From conversations, we're like, man, we pretty much kind of like got the same brain, the same ideas, and then we just developed from that. And it's like I said, it's a journey. And me personally, as an artist and experiencing life, you don't get a lot of genuine people in your life, for one, and then two, you don't get a lot of feedback on your music. And I mean, the feedback and the support from IAU is tremendous.
Oh
I mean,
wow.
it's just you would it's almost as if you're in your own industry. Like, forget the big league. Let's just look at this as the minors. It's almost identical to that. Like, you have your own industry, you're in your own lane, but you have the support from your peers, you get the feedback, and it's real. It's real. I mean, one of my videos in support of IAU has over 14,000 views right now.
Oh
And
my.
none of my other videos have ever received 14,000 or 10,000 views. You know, no matter how much I share it or no matter how much I tag people in it, I give all the thanks to IAU.
Can I cut in there, Jay Fuse?
Go ahead,
Because
man.
you want to surprise me on an interview, dude.
Oh, you didn't know that one.
I did not know that. And,
Yes.
Oh wow.
you know, this is my first time hearing this. And, you know, like I said, I just want to actually just say this while we're here. Jay Fuse has actually accomplished or achieved the IAU artist pitch artist. He's the IAU pitch artist. And so he's in a higher plateau of our program at IAU because of his professionalism and because of all that, the dedication work that he does, not what he does for IAU, but just because of what he does for his music. He has achieved a higher plateau at IAU called the IAU pitch. And so we have committed ourselves to Jay Fuse, and we're actually taking his music and putting it on ads. Taking his music and throwing it out there, sending his songs to radio stations. I sent him an email last night of like how many radio stations was on there.
Man, I didn't even go through all the whole list. I think I got halfway down and I was just like, okay.
and so me and Jay Fuse, we have future events coming like for the IAU pitch. We have some interviews in Brooklyn, New York. We have some things in Baltimore we're looking at. And so him being on the IAU pitch program, the pitch represents like we're actually trying to pitch him to a label or either get his brand so popular or so known to build the value where he actually can take off himself as an artist. And so that's our commitment to him, and it's free of charge.
Okay. Oh wow.
I just want to say that.
It's free. Say it again for the people in the back. It's free.
But the thing is, in actuality, one of the things that I was having a conversation with somebody the other day. One of the things that I said that there's discipline as the backing in every success story. Mm-hmm. And although you did not pay necessarily, you gave up your time, you gave your energy, you were focused, you were disciplined in knowing what you needed to do, and it shows, you know. And a lot of people often says, well, I did this song, and like you said, and I shared it, didn't go here, this didn't happen, that didn't happen, and they'll go back to it and write just another song and, you know, let it sit or what have you. But when you're very diligent and when you're disciplined and when you're focused and you put that energy in, you get that positivity out. Mm-hmm. That they say, you know, you put the work in and you get what's necessary. You know, it's not, a lot of people tend to think that, you know, being in the industry is an overnight thing. Some of the artists that they see on platforms today were working at it for years, you know, but they did not get into that sector until later on in their career. You know, you're doing all of your homework.
Yes.
You know.
Yes, and that's exactly why he achieved. That's exactly why I picked him. So it's like on our network, we cater to all artists. And so I want to explain this while we're talking. We cater to all artists, be it whether they are in their prime or be it whether they're in their beginning stages of becoming a music artist. We have encouragement for all. And so IAU is also a place, Indie Artists United is also a place for the beginners, the intermediate, and, you know, the proficient. And so we have a place for all. But as we see the artist that is serious, as we see the artist like Jay Fuse, that he's got his video out there, he's got his brand out there, he's throwing it out there, he has an audience already. We back that, and so we're looking at the artist at what he's doing for himself, and then we come and take side with the artist because we've done some things for other artists as well. But these other artists, you know, I'm not going to say anything about them, but you know, they didn't approve or they didn't, you know, make the cut to actually be adequate with what they actually wanted or were trying to do. And so Jay Fuse, he's shown that proficiency in every area, you know. And so for me, looking at him, I'm like, okay, we need to back this guy. Not for IAU, but we need to back him because of my experiences of lack of support. Let me be what I did not get so that he can get where I did not get. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so that's why we back Jay Hughes, and that's why he's on this interview today, because I want to bring him to the forefront so that everyone will know that there are a lot of rappers out here. And actually, I was listening to I'm not even gonna call his name. I was listening to a track on Instagram the other night, last night, and I want to call his name so bad. I'm just gonna call his name Kodak Black. I heard a track he did, and I was like, Jay Fuse is like so much better. I was like, this is why. I was like, this is why, we got to back these artists, because you have stuff out here, and because of money, and because of, like you said, these groups or these little cliques, you get what I'm saying? They get their music out there, and we have to stand back, you know what I'm saying, and be even better than that artist, and we don't get where we need to go. So that's my motivation for Jay Fuse and all of the other artists that are proficient, and even the ones that are not proficient. So I just wanted to say that, and it's free. It's all free.
So I'm going to ask you, Jay, what are all of the platforms in which your music can be heard?
Literally every platform. It's so many that's out there, but as far as the major ones, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Shazam, Pandora,
YouTube.
All right, so they could just look it up under Jay Hughes, right?
That's all they got to do. Google it.
Literally, just Google my name, J-Fuze, and a list of things will pop up. Some years ago, I was actually featured on MTV Artists back when they would showcase and promote indie artists. I actually had a little link. I was surprised, but I was actually featured on MTV. This was some years ago. Maybe 10 years ago.
Okay.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Okay.
Age talking to you, Jay Fuse.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
But I would like to say this as well. Not only with Jay Fuse, we have a lot of artists on our app that are very talented as well, and
Yes.
we'll be presenting them as well. But at this point, the spotlight is on Jay Fuse, because he's going somewhere, and we want to see him get there.
That's awesome. It's a really great thing to hear such positivity going on.
Yes, it is. It's a lot of. IAU is really a big family. It's really a big family of artists connected all around the world. And what I find sometimes with the lack of support, you're not encouraged as much. But what I also try to tell people, I'm like, if you can block out the negative and focus on the positive, you're doing if you truly love music and you truly love performing and you love writing, that's where I get my connection with individuals and fans. I just love performing, whether if it's in front of a crowd of 10, whether if it's in front of a crowd of 500 or 1,000. I love doing what I love to do. It's my passion. I have no problem, working, but I had to let God know, like, hey, if you allow me to do the things that I love to do to provide for my family, I will go full blown with it.
Mm-hmm.
I used to work 3 jobs to provide for my family. And I wasn't happy. I was tired all the time. Didn't have time to spend with my family. I didn't want to do it anymore. So I let my faith take over, and I'm producing so much. I mean, if I wanted to right now, if I really, really wanted to right now, I could release a song every day for the next 100 days.
Sounds like Tupac to me.
Right?
That's how much I write. Like, that's how much I write. I have so much material. Like that.
But the thing is, if you, and that's the thing, that's why you see the achievement, and I guess we'll move on from this, but when you see the achievement of the IAU artist pitch, he's the pitch artist. That's why. He has all of the qualities, you know what I'm saying, that we can put him out there and not be embarrassed, and not, you know what I'm saying? He's in that place where we can say, hey, check this guy out. I was on an interview with AJ Fields, I think it was last Saturday, and we featured his video. We showed his video. No matter where I go, Jay Fuse is always going to be a part of what I do. I'm going to always present him because he's a great reflection of what IAU should be.
That's awesome. And I just want to piggyback real quick. Jay Hughes, that artists, all of the great artists have multiple, multiple songs that they could just push out there. Just like you said, keep going and don't let
Absolutely.
nothing get in your way. Just keep going.
Nothing that will ever get in my way. I mean, I could have had my fair pick of what song I wanted to release as a single and do a video to, but the reason why I did Never Stop is because there's a message behind it. So a good friend of mine who's also a producer, he goes by DJ Shaky Biz, and I told him I will tell this all the time. We took about a year and a half, and I redeveloped a style for myself. I'm truly a hip hop artist at heart. So I like bars, I like metaphors, similes, I like, putting stories together. The problem that I was coming in was with this generation, they like that trap style beat and that type of music. So I developed a way for me to speak how I want to speak over those beats. And that's what Never Stop is. It's really a trap beat. But when you hear it and you listen to it, you're like, okay, that's cool. And then when you go back and listen to it again, you're like, wait a minute. He's speaking. He's delivering a message. That's what I want. I want people to know, like, hey, you can do what you want to do it how you want to do it. Just give them what they think they want to hear. And then when they actually listen to it, they're like, wow, this
Like
guy
that.
got something. And then now I kind of like reeling them in. So, and everything that I do, it's almost a story that you'll be able to tell, or a message within that you'll be able to pick up if you have that kind of ear. And that's just me. Like I don't put myself in any category. It doesn't matter if it's a Kodak Black, if it's a Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick, Jay-Z. You put me in a room and put me on a track with any of those type of artists, and I promise anybody, I will shine.
Y'all heard that, right? Y'all heard that, right?
We're gonna send this out to all of them so that they can hear it and get that opportunity, hopefully.
Send it. Send it.
So I have to ask you, Victor, with the IAU app, and again, I'm going to make sure the audience is aware, it's the Indie Artists United app, IAU. So with the app that you said you have like 800 plus members at this point, which
that's on the Facebook. That's on the Facebook. That's on our Facebook.
But that's like a melting pot of oh my goodness, that's a lot of talented people.
Yeah. Well, on our app, we have the serious artist, which is about 215 artists on our app. But when you move out to social media, we also have a public group where we have about 500. And we have a Facebook page for IAU, which has about 800 followers and members. And so that's the general audience and artists that we have on our network. And so we're steady building. And so we're close to 1,000 now. And that's because of the work that I'm doing to actually see to it that these artists that are supportive of IAU, yes, but mostly have the giftings and the talent to really be, projected to our society and make a difference in society as well. And so I'm making it my business to build the brand of IAU so that when we put something out there, we have an audience to like Jay Hughes said, his video got 14,000 views, and he said it's because of IAU. I thank you, kudos, thank you. But the thing is, I take Jay Hughes music and put it on an ad. This ad goes out to the whole world. And so the whole world viewed his video, and then you turn around, I got about 800 fans and members on the page. They see it, then the group sees it, then Twitter sees it, then Instagram sees it, then everyone sees it, TikTok sees it, and so that's the whole idea, And if we could build a brand to about 10,000 people, then there are other things that's going to be happening as well. And that's some future stuff for IAU.
Wow, that's a lot, and that's amazing because honestly, I have not heard of an organization as such to date. I know they have different platforms, like for instance, the film industry. There's a lot of different platforms that's out there, but
well, you have to pay, right?
No,
Yeah.
some of them are free and some of them you gotta pay, but
Hmm.
it always turns into something else. The focus always floats away somewhere else. It's supposed, it's
Yep.
supposed to be about, industry, but then you start seeing people sharing different wedding pics and, you know, kid pics and their birthday and they want to share it in a group. And it's understanding, that they kind of like want to share that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
But the whole thing is about developing a platform where people can um, connect, network, where you can show your work, where you can discuss your work, where you can actually get critiqued on some things, get some feedback, like you said, get some feedback that you can utilize to make your gift stronger. Some things because I've been in the industry for quite some time, but there's still something that I don't know. I should be
You and me
learning
both.
something new, you know, every
All of
day.
us.
You know what I mean? And I tell people that all the time. You can't walk around big headed like you know everything
That's
because
right.
then you're not teachable. And with you not being teachable, you're gonna still be putting out the same material 10 years later where you should have evolved since then.
Correct.
So it's
Yep.
great that you have this platform that actually gives an artist not only an opportunity to grow by learning from the feedback, but also it's accessible, it's free, and from what I'm hearing from you guys, you know, it's a strengthened network of keeping things going with the industry and keeping people's dreams alive. And Jay, it looks like you are on the road.
Yeah.
Look like you
Now
are
I
on
was
the
moving.
road.
I was moving my phone a little bit. It started to tilt.
No, not that. I'm
Yeah,
talking
on the
Trying to
road
about
to
set right.
success. On the
I'm
road to
talking about the
success.
road to success.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. We
So
appreciate Jay Fuse. But if I could talk about some of the other additional features of IAU would be great whenever you're ready.
yes, I was just getting ready to say because I did mention the app. I did want to ask a couple of questions about the app though.
Okay.
Um, couple of the questions that I wanted to ask about the app because I know some people are app people. There are some people that don't do social media at all. I have a friend that is not on any social media.
Okay.
But if they're able to get onto the app, what does the app offer?
Okay. So the app offers several things. Um, for one, networking. Number two, opportunity to receive like prizes, such as like we're actually working on some IAU shirts right now, J Fuse. We're working on some IAU shirts right now, and they should be printed soon. And so they have access to verbal prizes as well. They also have access to music producers. They'll have access to the IAU pitch opportunities there if they are, you know what I'm saying, up to speed where they need to be. Then they'll have opportunity to the IAU pitch like Jay Fuse is. They also have opportunities for the IAU Artist of the Month or Artist of the Week. Sorry, the IAU Artist of the Week basically gets a free ad. So every time that person or that artist becomes Artist of the Week for supporting the brand, they get a ad, and we post all of their things on all of our social media. And so every day we post something different about their music. And so basically, if they're not on social media, but they're on the app, which you don't have to be on social media to be on the app. Let me establish that. You can be on the app without social media. And so if they're not on social media and they need that platform for exposure, then what happens is we become that entity. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
That can take their music and do what they're not doing. And so that's another opportunity of the app. You get social media, and then not only do you get social media, but you get an experienced person in marketing, such as myself, where I take your music or I take your act, um, and I place that there and I do my due diligence to get the results that you want. You get what I'm saying? And
Yes.
so the app gives you that opportunity to those outlets that you're not knowledgeable of or that you're not proficient in. And so that's another thing you do on the app. Also, there are a lot of other things as well. I could talk all day for so many different opportunities on the app, but those are some of those opportunities that the artists would get if they get on the app.
Okay. Well, just expand and tell us all about the different offerings and what you provide and everything with IAU, like you were about to a moment ago.
Okay. So just let's back in into what we other things we do as well. So we have an award show. where we actually chart the songs on our playlist. And so when you join IAU, we put your songs on our playlist. We have one general playlist called the IAU playlist, and then we have different genres playlist where we have the jazz, we have the instrumental, we have the R&B, we have the rock, we have the country, we have all of the funk and all in dance. And so we have different genres where we actually put your song as well. And so what we do is we chart those songs on our playlist, and we have a future radio station coming too as well. So, but anyway, so we chart those songs, and we do an evaluation process where we actually have the people get involved. It's called the People's Choice Chart Toppers. And so that's another opportunity on the app. You take your song and put your song on our playlist. We put it there, and we would take your song for, I think it's every 3 months we do this. And we would actually get everybody involved, create this ballot for each genre, and the people gets involved where you actually can send it out via text. You can send it out via social media. You can send it out through via email or however, and you'd send that link out, and they'd vote for you or for who they felt should be the number one person on the jazz playlist, or the number one person on the IAU R&B playlist, or the number one person on the hip hop playlist. Jay Hughes, you know you're supposed to got that right. But anyway, so and then
No, I was like number 2.
I'm fitting to give you number 2, man. I'm fitting to give you a prize for that. But anyway, so then we chart, and we have the public get involved, where you can actually send those ballots out, and they vote for the person that they feel. And so the people have chosen who they felt should be number 1 and the number 2 person on our playlist. And we take those songs and place them on the top of the playlist, so that when you hear the IAU hip hop playlist, you'll see Jay Hughes and Triple L. Triple L won first place, Jay Hughes won second place. So you'll see Jay Hughes, and then you'll see Triple L on our playlist, which when we post that playlist out there, the first thing people hear is those 2. And so that's exposure as well on the app. Also, after this process is done, this process of elimination is done, what we do now is we actually have an award show. And we have one coming up June 12th. The date may change because of we're trying to get some more feedback. And but there's some things we're going to do. So the thing is, we have an award show. At this point, we're in the process of doing trophies and certificates with our LLC on it, given that validation, you know what I'm saying, to your award and how you won and how people chose your song to be number 1. And so that's what we do with the IAU Chart Toppers. We actually also have interviews for each one of those artists that won. Power 4.4, Jay Hughes, make sure you remind me of that, because your song's going to go on that station. Power 4.4 FM. We're doing interviews with each artist to talk about their award and their thoughts. And then we're doing a trophy, and then we're doing a certificate, and we have some other things we're working on as well. And so that's a huge thing that we're doing right now for that, trying to get some more support in that area.
Well, I could tell you, I love the charting idea, because I know back in the day when we were younger, we used to get those music charts, and I think it actually pushed artists to do better as well.
Okay.
You know, you see who's at the top, and you see who's at the middle, and so forth and so on. So you just want to see your name next to that number 1. So you just push and push and push. You know, it's a constant drive for you to consistently do better. So certainly. I like that charting idea.
Certainly.
You know, I like that charting idea. I'm really taken in and listening to everything that you're saying that IAU has to offer. And that's phenomenal. It's kind of, how could I say, to me, what it sounds like, a very strong, driven mentorship, you know, that is going on, and actually bringing artists, how could I say, bringing them in, so to speak, because it went from you had to get picked up by a label. You couldn't get in unless you had a go-between, or if you knew somebody. A lot of people got turned away. People didn't get opportunities, you know, to get offered these deals. And, you know, it seemed intangible, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went from that to people creating their own music and their own CDs and selling them out of the trunks of their cars because they weren't getting into these different meeting rooms to meet with these bigwigs of these labels. So it went from organization, even though it wasn't great organization, it went from organization to non-organization.
Correct.
And when it went from non-organization, it just seemed like they there's a lot of talented people out here, so many different talented people that are out here that don't really have direction or guidance per se in their art, not knowing the ins and outs, just wanting to make music and want to get it out there, but not really knowing how to get it out there.
Certainly.
So what it sounds like is that, with IAU, what it sounds like to me is that you all are recultivating that the industry in the form in which it should have been and remained, is that you have this mentorship where you're giving back and giving people the nose of what they can do, what they should do, but you also holding them accountable to do it themselves in order to achieve what they need to achieve. So I'm giving you, what you need. I'm telling you what you need, but I'm going to hold you accountable in order for you to get this to pitch, in order for you to get to this place, I'm holding you accountable to do your part.
Yeah, and I like to kick in a little bit there with, like, you were talking about the industry and all those things. I'm not sure how much more time we have, but talking about the industry, and even today with Spotify and iTunes and all those different platforms that you can put your music on, what they don't tell you, what TuneCore won't tell you, what CD Baby won't tell you, is that you're going to put your songs on a platform, but you don't have an audience.
Right.
I think the artist feels as if, I got my song on, Spotify and iTunes. Your song's on the same platform with Marvin Sapp, or your song's on the same platform with Kodak Black and all these different artists. What they don't tell you is that you've got to build your own audience.
Right.
Most artists think that as long as I put a hit song out, I'm going to make it. As long as I keep putting songs out, I'm going to make it. No, the music business is about you doing business. And that is in all areas of business. That means building a brand. That means marketing correctly. That means studying your audience. That means looking at all these things. That's what TuneCore is not going to tell you. And they're making a killing off of you because you want to keep your music up there for some type of validation.
Right.
What I'm trying to tell you is Indie Artists United understands that it is a marketing strategy. You have to build an audience, and you have to do that by footwork. And Jay Hughes, remember me telling him this, when I put his ad out there, I said, Jay Hughes, hey, once you get all these likes, which he got about 3,000 likes and about 15,000 views. So he got 14,000 views on his video, 15,000. And so about 1,000 people less didn't look at the video. So the thing is, I told Jay Hughes, I said, listen, what you need to do now is go out to that post and make sure you let everyone know you appreciate their likes. That is the footwork as an artist. And I also told him and other artists this, that gets an ad. You have to go and contact each individual person. That is how you build your audience. And when you build an audience, Spotify, even though they're so cheap and they're so, how can I say it? Spotify, and I hate to say this, but it's the truth. They are not fair.
Most of the platforms aren't
fair. And so what you got to do as an artist, you got to beat them at their game. And you got to build your audience. And what we do at IAU is we help you build your audience only if you want to. And so if you're an artist, because I don't want any more artists that don't want to be, passionate about what they do. But if you're an artist that really is like Jay Hughes, or you really want to do this thing and you're going to just go all out, then IAU is the place for you. It's a place for you. Because all of these people out here understand that this market is huge with independent artists, because everyone wants to be a star, but no one wants to make the sacrifice to be a star.
Nobody wants to put the work in.
Yes. And didn't Kevin Hart say that a long time ago?
Mike Tyson said something this morning that was amazing. I'll tell you that later, though.
So tell everybody how they can get in contact with you, Victor, about IAU. Can they just is it just is sending a friend request on Facebook, or how do they get in contact with you to get started with IAU?
Well, I think the easiest access would be either contacting me through email, which is Indie Artists United, INDIEARTISTUNITED at gmail.com. You can contact me there for most of those who don't have or proficient in the social media network. Also, you can call me personally, whether on WhatsApp or whether on a regular line. You can call me at 1-252-642-9206. That number again is 1-252-642-9206. That is my phone number. Also, if you are a social media or you are a tech where you actually like to be on the internet, you could actually search us first. I would start with YouTube. If you go to YouTube and just type in Indie Artists United, and that's INDIEARTISTUNITED, Indie Artists United. Once you type that in, our channel will come up with a whole bunch of videos and interviews. And on those interviews, you can type it, you can look in the descriptions box. And if you want to join the app, the band app address is there. And so you can click on that band app address and you will go right to the app and download it, and you'll be a part of us. No contracts, nothing attached. There's no attachments there. Also, you can find us on Facebook, Indie Artists United. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on all of the social media platforms. You can find us on TikTok. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on LinkedIn as well. So we're very well rounded wherever you want to find us. If you just type in Google Indie Artists United, we come up.
Okay. And what are you currently working on right now, JC?
Oh man, I'm currently working on. I'm working on a project. I have another video that's coming out. It's an R&B track, something strictly for the ladies. It's called "The Way," shot by a good friend of mine named Zuberry.
Okay.
And I have a. I don't know if I want to release the title of the project. You know what?
Go ahead.
No.
Yeah, man.
Not gonna get that. Okay. We'll wait. That means that they have to stay in contact.
He gonna tell me.
All right, I'm gonna tell Vic. We'll save the exclusive for another day. But I'll tell Vic though. But I have a project that I'm working on.
It leaves your audience hungry to stay tuned with you and to follow you.
Right.
So they find out what it is. So
Absolutely, they're gonna be surprised about this one because I'm really taking my time with it. It's different from any other project that I've ever put out, and it really gives you the sound of today's music, but with a message.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, I really want to. I ain't gonna say the title.
That's a marketing strategy, Jay Hughes. Keep it the way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Builds hunger.
So
Absolutely.
How can they connect to check out you and check out your music?
Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat at IJFuze. That's the letter IJFUZE. And on Instagram, on Facebook, sorry, it's J-FUZE. That'll pull my artist page right on up. You can YouTube me or Google me at J-FUZE, and everything that I'm on, all my platforms will pop right up. You message me, I will message back as soon as I can. I might add this. I'm going to go ahead and add this because thanks to IAU and Victor, I actually have a feature that I'm doing for artists that's in Africa. And I'm excited about doing that. That's just different. So, and like he said, you reach out to the people, you contact them, you tell them thank you. You may not get a response from everybody, but it shows that you're genuine and it shows that you are doing the footwork.
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere.
It's called building rapport. When you build rapport with people respond. And once you win a person's heart, you got a fan for life.
For life.
And I think the problem with our industry now, especially the major industry, is that people are buying songs and people are honoring just honoring these artists. And when they come into the public, you don't even know them. They act like they don't know you. They just turn away. And so I think for independent artists, we have an opportunity to show what it is to be generic, to have a genuity about ourselves, to say, hey, this is me. Come into my closet. Come into, not the closet, but come into. Well, you can come into my realm. You get what I'm saying? My spaces.
Right.
My closet. I get it.
I think these industry artists forget the foundation. You know, when I see these awards, a lot of the times I don't see these industry artists thank their fans, because without their fans, they're nothing. They thank everybody else. They thank the producers, the engineers. They thank their mom. They thank God. You hardly ever hear them thank the fans. And me personally, I could never go without thanking any fan. Anybody that comes out to support me, I'll do my best to take pictures, sign autographs. You know, we eventually will have a crazy schedule, but I always do my best to thank the fans. And
I think people don't understand this, and I think they understand it. But if it were not for the people, there would be no you.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm telling you. And this is for every major artist, especially these Christian artists. I've had some interactions with some of these Christian major artists. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. But anyway, so the thing is, you're nobody without your audience.
Right.
If we don't buy your stuff, then you're nobody. And so
you don't exist.
To acknowledge that. Exactly.
Yep.
Whenever the people
wrap it up, guys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Everything that you're saying, I mean, yes, it's just like when I first started writing and I was having my stage productions. If it wasn't for the people buying tickets and sitting in the audience, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're absolutely right. You definitely have to thank those people that actually are consistent and take interest in your art.
Can I say this one thing, if you don't mind?
Sure.
Just this one thing. So I'd say this to the audience of people. Do the inductive and deductive logic of facing your reality that you've made these artists who they are. Think about your independent artist. If you were to take the same strategy or the same hunger and desire for the major artists, for the independent artists, then they could be in the same place.
I agree. I totally agree. Well,
Power of the people. Power of the people.
Power to the people.
So we can ready to wrap it up. I thank you both for coming on the Deeva Show. And I'm looking forward to the success of not only IAU, Indie Artists United, but also Jay Hughes. Like,
yes, sir.
It's like I almost can like hear it out there. Did you check out Jay Hughes' latest shit? It's like I can hear it already. You know what I mean? It's coming. It's coming. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I thank you for coming on. And I'm getting ready to say goodbye to our audience. You can check us out on Sadior Radio. So this is Deeva Gordon with DEU. This is the Deeva Show. I come on every second and fourth Thursday from 12 noon until 2 p.m. We talk about the industry. We talk about information and keeping it 100. I have had the most wonderful special guest, Victor Jones of IAU, which is Indie Artists United, and Jay Hughes, who is a member of Indie Artists United, who is a wonderful artist who is putting out music that you can find on every platform out there.
Every platform.
Make sure that you type in Jay Hughes and check out his music and follow him on Instagram, Facebook, and you can check him out on YouTube because he has a song coming that you're going to want to check out. Because, like he said, it's something a little different than his norm, but you got to follow him so that you'll know when it's going to be released so that you can check it out. All right?
Make sure y'all follow me.
Do y'all have anything last thing that you want to say to the audience?
I would like to say this to the audience. Be on the lookout for the IAU band. Jay Hughes, I'm not sure if you've heard of the IAU band yet. Go on the Facebook page and you'll see the IAU band. The IAU band, I'm telling you, that's the next thing coming. We're working on the single. And we're actually like doing some hot stuff right now. And so be on the lookout for the IAU band. I'll shoot you some videos too. So you'll have that.
All right, and make sure y'all check out IAU, which is Indie Artists United, on all platforms as well, all social media platforms, YouTube, etc. Make sure that you follow United. I'm sorry,
Indie
Indie
artists.
Artists
And
United, so that you can stay tuned with what's going on. And make sure you check out the app too, because if you're on a go, then you can always just tap in and check them out and see what's going on. All right. So this
Yes.
is Diva Gordon. Y'all want to say y'all finished saying y'all goodbye?
Well, shout out to all IAU fans. Shout out to everyone that support us. Shout out to Jay Hughes here with us. Shout out to Fun Kid, my partner. Shout out to Brian. Shout out to all of those who have made IAU the reality, all of my fans for my artistry, and all of my fans, everyone for the IAU band, Jerk and Jive Restaurant in Frederick. Please stop by Friday nights. IAU band is there, play live every Friday night from 8 to 10, and I'll give more detail on that in the future.
All right, all right. So this is Diva Gordon with the Deeva Show. Thank you all again for your commitment and your consistency. I will be back on the second Thursday in June at 12 noon. Love, peace, and hair grease. All right. Y'all be safe, gentlemen.
You be safe too. Kisses back to you.
All right. That's my signature at the end of every one of my shows. All right, y'all. See you.
All right.
peace.